Hi, hello, and welcome to this week's True Crime live stream. If you're here for the first time, hi, I'm FEARSONA. You can call me Fear or Sona, and I am totally not drunk today. If you hear me burping, I apologize, but I don't know, it's Sunday. I had to celebrate. Also, there was an earthquake, so I needed some wine to like de-stress. Okay, but if you're a returning viewer, hi, thank you so much for tuning in as always. And I can see that in the chat everyone is like asking Rai is asking, so we all got Cheetos and biscuits, right? Hey, if you don't have your biscuits, if you don't have your Cheetos, let me say this, get the fuck out. No, I'm kidding. Just grab a bag of biscuits or Cheetos and like make yourself comfortable and let's do this. So hi, thank you so much again for tuning in. Before we start, I just wanted to say that it's almost Halloween and you guys can see that I have my Halloween setup this time. Some decorations, some candles, some pumpkin or jack-o'-lantern and some Halloween drink. So I'm ready for Halloween, and one of the announcements is that this week, or sorry, like the upcoming week, I will be holding a Fear-thon, which is gonna be a horror game marathon on my Twitch. Oh god, okay, someone just subscribed. Thank you so much. Wait, chaotic madman. Thank you so much for tuning in and for subscribing. Yeah, so I will be holding a horror game marathon this upcoming week. So it's gonna be 7 days, 7 games. You guys chose the games. You guys voted for the games in my Fear-thon poll. And I hate you guys because you chose the worst freaking games. And I'm gonna die a little bit. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna turn into an alcoholic by the end of that week because I will have to drink some wine every time. No biscuits, no Cheetos, just water and me cocooned in some blankets. Hey, okay, I accept, I approve. Blankets are a must for this stream. I got grapes. Hey, counts. Okay, it's almost like Cheetos, kind of healthy version of Cheetos. I'm ready for the spooks. Nice, awesome. Wait, who else? Love that pumpkin is doing an oh what face. I always read it as oh what. Yeah, I just noticed actually. Okay, awesome. So we have the horror games marathon upcoming, like this upcoming week, which actually ends with my re-debut with a new model, which is still under construction. But tomorrow, actually, well, not tomorrow, sorry, today evening, in the evening, so at 6 p.m, I am holding a private stream on my Patreon, in which I'm gonna show my patrons, all of you guys who support my work, in a private stream. I'm gonna show the finished model. It's just gonna be a mini showcase, and I will be working on it in live 2D, just maybe chatting about like some other case that I just heard today and I kind of wanted to talk about it. So it's gonna be an additional stream about like, yeah, the new model, but also true crime. So if you guys are interested and if you like my content, if you want to, just toss a coin to your Witcher, oh Valley of Plenty, you can just head over to my Patreon. All the links to my socials and Patreon are down below, so you can just head over to the description of this video. And also Tyrant is my support guy, marketing guy, and he's running some ad campaigns in the live chat, so you can pay attention to that. But yeah, happy Halloween, and I hope you guys are ready for this week's case, because it's a case that one of the viewers suggested, and I am so excited to talk about it. You brought it upon yourself. What? Wait, right. Wonder which games got picked. Oh, I'm gonna reveal it at the end of this stream. Oh, actually, no, at the beginning. Sorry, at the beginning when I switch to my murder board, you guys will see which games are gonna be played, or like what game is gonna be played on each day next week. So let me switch to my murder board first. Okay, so as you can see, this is the schedule for this week, this upcoming week's Fear-thon. And we started off strong. We started off with Five Nights at Freddy's, because I've been getting all those requests, like, you know, people asking me on Twitch, please play Five Nights at Freddy's. So here you go, you know. a coin for the crime gal. Yeah. Scholastica, thank you so much. Discord moderate. Okay, oh, sorry. Also, in the meantime, you guys can click the link that Tyrant just sent for Discord moderator application form if you guys want to, you know, join the team. We haven't launched my Discord server yet, but it's pretty much ready. It just needs a little bit, like a little tweaks. But when we have a team of moderators, we're gonna launch, and we can launch that community. And I would really like to build that community because I want to connect with you guys. I want to discuss some cases. You know, we will have those channels where we can actually discuss some cases, and like you guys can suggest cases. And I think that it's gonna be a really good idea for, you know, for all of us, for the whole community to kind of like interact on a daily basis, and not only during streams. I tried minimizing the stream, but forgot YouTube doesn't have that. Oh yeah, you're probably on the mobile, right? Wait, Laciel? Sorry if I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Okay, and Resident Evil 0 and Dark Deception. Hell yes. Tyrant is like 0, really? Yeah, that's actually Resident Evil 0 is the courtesy of Tyrant Kitsune. He actually like gave she has 1 and 2 though. Hey, I can change that. I can still change that if you guys would prefer like 1 or 2. I just felt like I just saw Resident Evil 0 and I was like, oh, this looks interesting. Also, I would just get I'm just gonna get confused in any game anyway. Okay, but these are the games that I'm gonna be playing on my Twitch channel next week. So as you guys can see, on the last day, so October 31st, I'm gonna be playing Slender the Arrival. It's kind of like this nostalgic game because I played the original Slenderman, and I thought, hey, why not the updated version? And then at the same time, I'm gonna use my new model in that stream. And also on the same day, that's on October 31st, I'm gonna be streaming twice. So one time it's gonna be in the morning, it's gonna be the true crime case here on YouTube, and then in the evening I will be streaming this game with my new model. So there's gonna be like 2 debut streams, sort of. Christening of the new model. Oh boy, learn some 0. I have to check. I have to like really look at some of those games, because like I did look, but then I really need to like get an idea of how they work, because otherwise it's gonna be glorious. Okay, it's gonna be as glorious as today's stream, because I'm like slipping, my my speech is kind of slurring a little bit, so don't mind me. I cannot confirm nor deny that I had drunk like, I don't know, a couple of glasses of wine. Okay, so anyway, let's move on to today's case. Well, I mean, okay, before we start the case, let me just say something. Delaware. Today, like this week, we are covering a case from Delaware, and Delaware is a state I, for the longest time, thought was a city, not a state. And yes, I know there is a Delaware city, but there was a time that I thought that's it. You know, Delaware's existence ends there. There's no bigger picture to that. It's the city. But I guess the things we learn at one point in our adult life. Also, fun fact, in Delaware, there are over 200 times more chickens than people. So now we know where all the chickens from Connecticut went. Because if you remember, like in Connecticut, there was a law that basically says, oh, you can't raise chickens, you can only raise turkeys. So I guess everyone from Connecticut just sent their chickens over to Delaware, and that's how it ended. Okay, so now we can start. Wait, let me switch this. Okay, so before we start, we have an update on another case, but let me just make a small disclaimer. This video contains graphic description and disturbing content. Viewer discretion is advised. Let's be professional. I haven't been doing that, and honestly, I kind of felt guilty because I'm like, every true crime YouTuber has this disclaimer. I'm like, nah, we don't do that here. It's fine. We only have biscuits and Cheetos. But this time we have that disclaimer. So, you know, it's gonna be, today's video is gonna be kind of gruesome. Like, I mean, the case is gonna be very gruesome. Okay, so on to the update. So before we go into this week's case from Delaware, I'd like to give you guys a quick update on Gabby Petito's case, or Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie's case, which saw an unexpected plot twist just days ago, and one of you guys just, actually two of you guys let me know about this. If you haven't heard of this case yet, I strongly encourage you to go to my other video where I discussed the whole case and timeline. I'll put the link in the description below so you can follow that link if you want to know more about this case. And later I will also clip the episode somewhere here on this video so that people who couldn't make it to the stream can click on it. Okay, so the update is that skeletal remains were recently found at Florida's Carlton Reserve on October 21st and were later confirmed to belong to Brian Laundrie, Gabby Petito's fiance, who's been on the run likely since September 13th. Laundrie was the prime suspect in Gabby Petito's homicide case. For now, the investigators didn't reveal many details, but said that clothing was found with the remains that matched the description of what Brian was wearing on the day he disappeared from his home in Florida. The police also found a backpack with a notebook just lying nearby, which was believed to belong to Laundrie. The notebook has not been opened yet, or at least, according to the police spokesperson, Josh Taylor, it hasn't been opened yet. But then again, it might have been, they just can't reveal any details so far. And for now, that's pretty much everything I know. At the time of this live stream, this case is still very much ongoing. So even as I speak here right now, there might be already some new evidence and details revealed about the case. So, if you guys know anything more, and if you think that this information, that what I'm saying right now is not accurate, like I'm just letting you know that this is what I had in my notes. This is what I've seen, I read before this stream, and there might be already an update to that. So, obviously you can head over to the news outlets and, check if there is anything else. Okay, so wait, let me just read the chat a little bit. Holy shit, that's a lot of chickens. Somebody call. Oh damn, yeah, that's a ton of chickens. What case isn't gruesome though? Some of them, well, I mean, some of them are more gruesome. Some of them are still like tragic, but not as graphic. The chickens have taken over Delaware. Ohio is next. We must call the chickens before they can arm themselves with enhanced livestock steroids. That's true. It's gonna be an army of Delaware chickens. God, it's the Great Emu War all over again, except it's chickens. The Great Chicken War in Delaware, or between Delaware and Connecticut, because chickens are mad that they got kicked out. They were nay-nayed by organized crime that or faked his death. Yeah, so I mean, honestly, he probably did not, like, I mean, that is my personal opinion. Obviously, there is no official official statement about how he died and like what was the cause of death and the possible scenario. But for me, it was just, he was on the run. He couldn't go back anywhere. He couldn't really he couldn't really get any food, or maybe he ran out of food. Maybe he got, also, like, mind you, the area in which Brian was hiding, it was pretty much swamp. It was like very swampy area. So, full of alligators, by the way. So it's very possible that he either got attacked or just died of starvation or of something, anything. And, the animals just got to him. But then again, there's no official statement. I'm just theorizing here. And it's just a shame because as I said, like this, well, I mean, I said it before, but this was the only witness really to what happened to Gabby. Yes, he was a suspect, but honestly, like, he could have provided much needed answers. Maybe even it could have been that this was a crime of passion, this was an accident even, or, you know, something like that. It didn't have to be premeditated. I don't think it was. I mean, at least for now, at least with the information that I have, or that we have, I don't think it was premeditated. It was likely a crime of passion. It just like very spontaneous, not planned, and he just ran away, and that's how it ended. The only thing that frustrates me is his family. They might have known something about it. They didn't necessarily know about Brian murder, like, you know, killing Gabby. But Brian must have said something, must have told them something, because he was at home from September 1st to September 13th without Gabby. So he had to explain it somehow that, you know, Gabby did not return with him. But then again, I'm just theorizing. I don't have enough information for now. So that's what we have. Okay, damn, my regular Cheetos are stale as fuck. Gonna have to go for the flamin' hot. Nice. You are living on the edge today. No, that's what you guys get for living in veteran difficulty. Can't believe my country lost to a bunch of overgrown crows. Oh god. Oh, that's true. Wait, what was it? Is it from Emu War, or is it from something else? Wait. Okay, don't shoot the messenger. Okay, so today's case. Let me switch. Today's case was suggested by one of my viewers, as I said, CW, and honestly, researching it and seeing one particular detail, I instantly thought I have heard about the case somewhere before. I just couldn't pinpoint exactly where. Be advised that there are some gruesome parts in this story, so if you have a weak stomach, put down those biscuits, or, you know, stop eating those Cheetos, or stop the video entirely if you can't handle gruesome details. And for those of you who know no fear, lock the doors, make yourself comfortable, and hear about the only known serial killer from Delaware. This is the story of the Route 40 killer. Okay, so November 29th. Sorry, man, this was a great start. Okay, again, November 29th, 1987 was one of those chilly, rainy autumn days that makes you just want to stay home wrapped in a blanket with a hot cup of tea. 23-year-old Shirley Ellis was on her way out of her home in Newark, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. So she was on her way out from Newark, leaving just around 6 p.m. She was going to stop by at Wilmington Hospital, where she was treating an AIDS patient as a nurse in training. Even though the holiday had passed just 3 days ago, Shirley brought a whole Thanksgiving platter for her patients, happy to be able to share some of the festive treats with them. She decided to hitchhike to the hospital since it was fairly close, and Shirley was familiar not only with the area but with the people, and felt very comfortable catching a lift. You see, Shirley used to be a sex worker, but at this point she had decided to turn her life around and build a career as a medical staff. So she knew that catching a ride into the city along Route 40 was essentially the quickest way of transportation into this area, or into the city area. So she starts walking along Route 40, and then a car pulls next to her, offering a ride. Shirley Ellis gets into the car and is never seen again alive. So that same night, at around 9:25 p.m., a young couple decided to get some privacy, and so they went on a drive, pulling over at a construction site just off Route 40. The boyfriend who was driving even said at one point, quote, "Oh, somebody threw a mannequin out there," end quote. And sadly, with so many of these cases we know, it's never a mannequin. There, dumped on the side of the road, was Shirley Ellis's lifeless body. She was half nude, with her pants pulled down and bra cut open, exposing her breasts, her legs spread apart, hands and feet tied with adhesive tape. What stood out in this gruesome scene was something peculiar that had been done to the victim's chest, and Newark's detective Joseph A. Swisky commented on it. Quote. Sorry. Wait, did I mess it up? Oh no. Okay, so this is the comment by the detective from Newark. Quote, "We were seeing evidence of torture where one of the nipples of her breast was mutilated. I'd never really seen that type of damage to a victim." End quote. The autopsy report revealed that how gruesome Shirley's last moments were. Although there was no clear evidence of sexual assault, the killer abused his victim by tying a string around her neck and hitting her head with some work tool, likely a hammer, before she died, and using black duct tape possibly to prevent her from screaming, pieces of which were still clinging to Shirley's hair. And it doesn't help at all that the investigators get stuck right at the beginning. The biggest question they encountered was that there was virtually no reason for any of the local people to target Shirley Ellis. The state prosecutor in the case, Kathleen Jennings, said, "There was no reason for Shirley Ellis to be killed. No angry boyfriend, or anything that would connect a murderer to her death. For a time, people believed it was an interstate trucker." End quote. The case quickly hit a wall. That is, until June 28th, 1988. So employees at Fox Run apartment complex construction site found the body of the 31-year-old Catherine DiMauro. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. I'm not sure, but please correct me if I'm wrong. So her body was dumped by a dirt road completely naked. Thing is, the place where the body was found was again near Route 40, and the police quickly noticed similarities to Shirley Ellis's case back in November. And then Detective Jim Hedrick with the Newcastle County Police Department pointed out similarities to Shirley's case. Quote, "We observed cylindrical blows to the head. There was evidence she had been bound at the wrists and ankles. We noticed there was mutilation in the breast area, partial nipple removal." End quote. Soon, even the story of Catherine's last known moments alive came to light, and it sounded strikingly similar to Shirley's story. So, Catherine DiMauro, I think that's how you pronounce it. Oh, wait, Dersey Doo has birthday? Happy birthday. Nice. Damn, okay, that's so close to Halloween. You're lucky. So lucky. I want to have birthday on Halloween. It's a good thing, don't worry. Do you mean the 28th? Did you mean the 28th? Depends on the spice. What? Okay, I got a little bit lost in the... Happy birthday. Wait, how do you partially remove a nipple? Well, I mean... Should I answer? I don't even know if I should answer this question. I am not I'm not a psycho. I'm not a serial killer. How should I know? I don't know, like with a knife or with something, and you can just like cut it off partially. Maybe it's like still dangling on like skin. I don't know. Man, it's getting gruesome. It's getting even gruesome, and also I'm not like I'm digging my own grave here. Like I sound like a psychopath because like instantly the pictures got into my head and I was like, this is totally possible. I should probably not say that publicly. Thank you. Halloween baby, nice. We were talking about spice. Okay. Oh, do you mean like spicy food? Yeah, I'm not good with that. I will end up in the toilet for the whole night if I do eat some spicy food. But okay. Okay, back to the story. So, as I said, like after a while, the detectives also revealed Catherine's last moments, or very likely last moments, as well as her background, and it was just so strikingly similar to Shirley Ellis's story. So Catherine DeMoro was a divorced mom of two, who was also known to hitchhike and frequent the area of Route 40. She also had a history of prostitution arrest, but it was unclear whether or not she was working on the night. She was still working around the time when she was murdered, and if she was working on the night when she disappeared. So she was last seen around 11:30 p.m. on June 28th, 1988, walking along Route 40 and then accepting a ride from a stranger in a blue van. Detective Swisky, who was on Shirley's case, also referred to the new case to Catherine's case. Quote, "The term similarities is really a strong understatement. To say it was another killer likely would have defied the laws of probability." End quote. So he also was very convinced that this had to be the same person. Like if it had been someone else, it would have been like a major coincidence, or like it would defy, as he said, it would defy the laws of probability. There's just no way that this was a different person. They were dealing with the same criminal or perpetrator. So this time, however, the investigators found something in Catherine's case that they couldn't find in Shirley's case. A clue. So Catherine's autopsy report revealed that her body was covered in blue carpet fibers, which means wherever she had been attacked, possibly killed, must have had this specific type of carpeting. So this time, officers and detectives from the Newcastle County PD and Delaware State Police had a plan. They set up a special task force for this particular case with 60 people on board, access to the Newcastle County Airport with airplanes, helicopters, and vehicles as needed. The public might have not known yet, but everyone in the police force knew that a serial killer had come to Delaware. And then they decided to set up a trap. They decided to set up a trap. Several undercover officers dressed as prostitutes were dispatched to walk the stretch of Route 40, looking for clues and possibly lure the killer out again. The first officer to be given this task was Renee Tachner, an officer with the Newcastle County PD. She would be geared up with a wire and told to try to flirt with men who pulled over to talk to her and maybe get the right guy. And Renee Tachner said herself, quote, "I had only graduated from the academy, 4 months before this? I was very new, very keen. The idea was to engage these guys to see if we could get the person or persons who initiated these crimes to show their hand." End quote. But days passed, weeks passed, and there was no sign of any viable leads or suspects from the undercover operation. What the police didn't know yet was that another illegal sex worker named Margaret Lynn Finner went missing around the same time. Eventually, the circumstances of the 27-year-old Margaret's disappearance came to light, and everyone who heard it knew instantly that something isn't right. Margaret was a mom, just trying to make ends meet, so she turned to sex work until she vanished right off Route 40. The last person to see her was Margaret's friend, who reported witnessing Finner getting into a blue Ford van with a driver who was a white male. But that's about all the clues the friend could give to the police. That was already something. You know, the police knew they were searching for a blue Ford van that likely belonged to the suspect. So Renee Tashner, if you remember, the undercover female officer who was screening Route 40 for the possible killer, was instructed to be on the lookout for that particular van, the particular color, the particular brand. And then a blue van pulled over right by her. Renee kept her cool and played the role. She spoke to the driver, flirted with him a little, and leaned in on the window frame to have a better look inside of the van. And then she saw it. Blue carpeting. Eventually, the driver did ask her to get in, even demanded it, to come with him, but Renee turned him down, started making some excuses, saying she was sorry, but she's been having a horrible headache that day and would rather sit this one out. She had a very long day. She was partying the other night, so she wasn't up for it. So the driver got a little bit suspicious and just drove off. What the driver didn't realize was that while talking to him, Renee managed to pluck some of the blue carpeting fibers out and later provided them as crucial evidence. She also made sure to memorize the van's license plate number and conveyed it to the police department so they could run those numbers. And they got a result. And it was not the kind of person anyone would suspect to be a killer. The van belonged to Stephen Brian Pennell, a Delaware local, an electrician, and a married man with 2 children and no criminal record. The police was like confused, the detectives were confused, everyone involved in this case was confused. That can't be right, they thought. Maybe it's not the same van. It just doesn't seem like a guy who would do something like that. This has to be a mistake, right? Unfortunately, it was not a mistake. Wait, so she was fresh off the academy? Yeah, like basically Renee just got out of the academy and instantly she got, those newcomers, they are very keen or very willing to prove themselves. That's what she was, at least that's what she was saying in one of the interviews. Like she wanted to prove herself and wanted to be noticed in the police task force. And so she volunteered for this task. Like she wanted to be involved in a huge case that was happening. So she basically volunteered. That was a huge case. That was risky, obviously. That was dangerous because we don't know how, if had she encountered the suspect, which she did, how he would actually react to her, let's say, refusing him, just rejecting him, telling him that she's not gonna get into the car, because you don't really know if it was, at this point they didn't know if this was one suspect, one person, or if that was a group or more than one person. And who knows, because it was a van, maybe someone else was hiding in the back seat, or in the back of the van, and they would have pulled her in. That's very dangerous. That's super dangerous. I can't imagine actually doing this job, actually risking like that. But I guess, as I said, she was fresh from the academy. She wanted to really put herself on the map within the police task force. Now I'm confused too. Oh wait, my brain exploded. Please, he's too normie to be a killer. I know, right? That was literally the same, the most regular guy ever, plus just family guy, electrician. No one would suspect this was anyone who could have I don't know, like who could have given those kind of vibes, you know, the psycho vibes. But it wouldn't be the first nor the last case where it's like this normal guy, no one suspects him, and then it turns out to be a sicko. So sounds like a D&D character, kind of. Anyone who owned a shaggin' wagon back in the day was probably a serial killer, let's be honest. And anyone who owned like I don't know, Volkswagen Beetle, like Bundy did, was probably anyone who owns Volkswagen Beetle right now is a serial killer or a psycho. I don't know. I don't trust people with Beetles who drive Beetles. Okay, that's like a no to me. Ban the van. the slogan of this case, ban the van. If it's true, that then it makes sense that he killed in his van, couldn't do it at home with his family, and it will be difficult to have an alibi if he was stationary, probably had to do it on the go. That's so true. Like you know, that's gonna be, I'm gonna talk about it, but you pretty much are you know, said something spot on. Well, I mean, technically it is a remote area. It's not like you know, the Route 40 is surrounded by forest too, so it's not uncommon for like going into a dirt road, or like it's possible that he would have gone into the forest and like killed them there. But yeah, like, I mean, you're pretty much spot on, you know, like in the van was very convenient at this point. Serial killers usually never give off serial killer vibes to anyone. That's how they get their victims. That is very true. Honestly, from the cases that I've seen or like read about or heard about, like a lot of the times, or I don't know, frequently, like oftentimes the killer, the suspect is like someone that you wouldn't think fits the profile of a psychopath. But then again, you know, when all of those people turn out to be psychopaths, the profile changes, right? So this type of person, like no one can just say, oh, this is not the type of person that would kill someone. But that's exactly it. It is. Okay, so as I said, the police was doubtful. They were kind of still giving Stephen the benefit of the doubt. Unfortunately, on September 20th, a local woman, Michelle Gordon's body washed up on the rocky banks of the Chesapeake and Delaware Canal. The 22-year-old was known to often hitchhike down Route 40, and just like all the other victims, the circumstances of Michelle's death were just as brutal. Tortured, mutilated, but there were no ligature or duct tape marks on her body, nor blunt force trauma to her head. And then post-mortem medical examiners said that Michelle had been drugged with a high dose of cocaine and likely died before or during the torture inflicted on her, due to the drugs in her system making her heart incapable of handling the shock. So, you know, it wasn't that she died of the injuries. Also, a lot of them must have, or like seems like they were inflicted post-mortem, but she died like during or before the torture. So she died basically, her heart gave away, out of shock, out of fear. Obviously this was conditioned by the amount of drugs in her system, but yeah, that's essentially what kind of made her case a little different from the previous cases. And then there was a match. Around that time, the results came back for the blue fibers that Renee, so the officer who was pretending to be a prostitute, plucked out from the blue van that she encountered, and lo and behold, they were a match to the ones on Catherine DeMoro's body. And 3 days after Michelle Gordon's body was found, another Newark resident, 26-year-old Kathleen Mayer, went missing. And that, if you remember, like Michelle Gordon was found, or her body was found on September 20th, so this is September 23rd. Again, same scenario. She was last seen hitchhiking along, then again, again, Route 40, around 9:30 p.m. on September 23rd. She, just like the other victims, was also getting into a blue van, but this time an off-duty officer was coincidentally in the area, and because everyone in the task force was instructed to be on high alert for a blue Ford van picking up women, he immediately wrote down the license plate number. And it was again registered to Stephen Brian Pennell. Unfortunately, Kathleen Mayer's body was never found. She was never found. By this point, a search warrant was released for Stephen Pennell's car. And when the police finally got the warrant and went in to search Stephen's blue van, they used a UV light to check for any bloodstains. The moment they turned it on, the car lit up like a Christmas tree. They found bloodstains everywhere. They found hair and skin cells that undoubtedly belonged to some of the victims. They also found what could only be called a quote-unquote torture kit: a whip, handcuffs, pliers, knives, needles, and restraints. On November 29th, 1988, exactly a year after the first victim, Shirley Ellis, was found dead, Stephen Pennell was officially arrested and charged with 3 counts of murder. And I say 3 because he was charged with Catherine DeMoro's, Michelle Gordon, and Shirley Ellis's murder, leaving out the murder of Margaret Lynn Finner and disappearance of Kathleen Mayer due to lack of hard evidence. Stephen Pennell's trial was a whole other shit show. His defense attorneys immediately just attacked one of the crucial pieces of evidence in the case: the blue fibers that the undercover officer Renee Tashner got from Stephen's car. The defense argued that these fibers were extracted from the van illegally and have no right to be accepted as evidence, but luckily the judge dismissed this argument, saying that because the blue carpet was visible to the officer, who was instructed to be alert to this type of carpeting, and she obtained it without any objections from the defendant at the time, the evidence was legal. While the DNA taken from the fibers was obviously an indicator of Pennell's guilt, the strongest evidence in the trial ended up being entirely unexpected. It was the testimony of Pennell's lawyer, who suddenly decided to stop representing Stephen Pennell, apparently due to the things he heard from him. So the lawyer testified that Pennell admitted that he did in fact pick up Catherine DeMoro, paid for having sex with her, and then killed her. The attorney said that his former client did not show any remorse for his actions, no emotions about the victims, did not admit, did not admit to any other murders. He did mention just Catherine, but other than that, he was very not apologetic for it, and also just not remorseful for any of the other tragedies that, very likely they have evidence for that, so he definitely killed them. As I said, the van just lit up like a Christmas tree, so with the DNA evidence, with the blood stains, but he was not apologetic, so that's, that was what basically pushed the attorney or the lawyer away, and he testified against Stephen. Yeah, this was in the 80s. Yeah, 80s. You gotta love 80s. Okay, hitchhiking was pretty common up until a few decades ago. I know, I used to hitchhike like a few years back. I think, yeah, a few years back. I was like still in college, and man, I would not do this now. Like, I was crazy. What the fuck was I thinking? Why? If I saw myself, like my younger self now, I would probably just slap myself and be like, what the fuck are you doing? No, Like, get your ass on the bus or something. Like, why? I would not. I'm gonna talk about some of the hitchhiking stories in my gaming streams. Whoa, lawyer with a soul. I know, right? Not a blood sucker or money sucker. Just, you know, a lawyer that actually backs out and decides that his client is actually a spawn of the devil, and maybe we should testify against him. Gee, I wonder why. Well, good for the lawyer, I guess. Yeah, it really was. Okay. I don't trust her. Like, what? Wait, who do you not? Wait, funny you say that. My sister drives a. Oh, okay. Oh, Jose. Okay, your sister drives a Beetle. I would keep an eye on her. I'll keep an eye on her, man. You know, that Beetle is very deceitful. Hold up, that non-admissible. A lawyer can't just give that info out. They just get disbarred. Well, I mean, okay, so the thing is, the lawyer, like, whatever is said, actually there were a few of those cases. Whatever is said in the court, it doesn't have to be, like, oftentimes it doesn't really have to be accepted officially. Like, it can be even, like, you know, get an objection, and the objection can be, like, upheld. But the fact that you say it and people hear it and the jury hears it, you know, that can even, like, push you, even if the judge says okay, the jury will not consider this evidence or something. They have already heard it, or people have already heard it, even the judge heard it. So, you know, there will be that doubt, or, you know, that push that, okay, this was said. Even if you, like, have that rule, okay, I can't consider this, subconsciously you will consider it, you will think about it. Hitchhiking is still pretty rad. Get to meet interesting people from time to time. I suppose so. Like, yes, but then it's like hella I don't know, dangerous now, and I would not knowing all those cases that don't even include hitchhiking. It's just like, oh, someone was walking, I don't know, down the road and just, you know, a car picked them up. Or, yeah, I mean, oftentimes it's like hitchhiking and they just drive you off into the woods and, like, murder you. Thank you, but no. I think it's like, it's the small towns. It's the small towns and hitchhiking from the small towns, or to small towns or remote areas. No, please no. Please be safe out there. That's not a particularly professional lawyer, honestly. Yeah, it's not, like, nowadays, it's not. In the 80s, I don't know, obviously I don't know the legal system, or, like, you know, the US legal system in the 80s as well. So I don't know. In the 80s, let's face it, the serial killers did whatever the fuck they wanted. Lawyers did whatever the frick they wanted. Everyone just did whatever the frick they wanted. And I don't know. It was just crazy time, okay? From 60s to 80s to, like, 90s, it's just this, I don't know, this spiral of craziness and insanity in the legal system. And it's just like, why? I did a tarot reading predicting how Gabby died. I said autopsy will show suffocation, strangulation. I said Brian would be found dead by water and the date, by water and the date, etc. I think I'm about to do one on how he died. Oh, okay. Oh, you should definitely do that. Hey, I mean, if you got some things right, like, who knows, you know, like, you should see what you're gonna get now. Then file for a mistrial. I'm not for this guy. I'm just saying it sets him up to be free. That's true. I mean, as I said, nowadays, yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't know, maybe the lawyers, defense lawyers, or, like, whoever, like, they were just not the sharpest. And also no one wanted to, like, the new lawyer didn't want to, I don't know, maybe he was not the sharpest, or they were not the sharpest. And obviously they said that the other side would not throw this, like, would not file for a mistrial, because they're like, oh, we want this guy to be in jail in prison for the rest of his life, or dead, preferably. But let's get back to the case and the culmination of this case, pretty much. So On November 23rd, 1989, the jury reached a decision and Stephen Pennell was convicted of 2 counts of murder, Catherine DeMorrow and Shirley Ellis. He was acquitted of Michelle Gordon's murder due to lack of hard evidence and also the fact that her death was a little different, you know, with the drugs in her system compared to other victims. His final sentence was 2 counts of life imprisonment. And I can't believe I'm gonna be saying this, but this is not the last they heard from Stephen Pennell's new lawyer. The lawyer appealed to the court's decision, saying again that the fibers were not illegal evidence. What the fuck is wrong with those people and the fibers? Like, he didn't file. The lawyer, as I told you, this lawyer was just not the sharpest. Like, he was not the sharpest tool in the shed. Like, he still is hung up on those fibers instead of being like, oh, the ex-lawyer testified against him and this calls for a mistrial, right? But no, he was just focused on those fibers. So, as I said, the lawyer appealed again, and he was still talking about those fibers. And not surprisingly, the court dismissed it on the principle of it being a bunch of boohoos and horse shit, because it was. Because it's like, why are you arguing with us? Like, we've already accepted it, and also it is hard evidence, so like, you can't just say, oh no, it's not. Then new evidence was introduced in the case, which was blood samples from Pennell's van that matched Kathleen Mayer. If you remember that one, she is the victim whose body was never found. Eventually, the jury circled back to the murders of Michelle Gordon and, again, Kathleen Mayer, and indicted Pennell on both counts. At this point, Stephen Pennell dismissed his lawyer and decided to represent himself. His first move shocked the world. He said he was done upsetting his family and dragging them through another trial, so he announced he pleads no contest to the 2 murders and asked the court for a death penalty. Then there was a whole dramatic scene of Pennell citing some verses from the Hebrew Bible and said that according to the Bible laws, like Bible's law, he deserved death penalty, basically. Well, as they say, be careful what you wish for. Because on October 31st, 1991, Stephen Pennell was sentenced to death. This type of penalty isn't easily granted and put into action. It requires further hearing, which Pennell was required to stand before the Supreme Court for. There, on February 11th, 1992, Stephen again represented himself and demanded that he be sentenced to death penalty. So he was actually the first one to, in Delaware at least, to represent himself before the Supreme Court, and especially in this case, in death penalty case, basically. Oh, good play, good call by the sounds of it. He thought he might have been, I don't know, like he was. I mean, obviously, like people, I would be satisfied with that. I would be like, you know what? Yeah, I mean, hey, what he said, keep going. Go on, you know, there's no doubt about your fault, like your guilt and your crimes, so please do proceed with the speech. So as I said, Stephen stood there in front of the Supreme Court and again asked to be sentenced to death. But this piece of shit changed his tune about the murders completely. So yes, he was still asking for the death penalty, but then he completely changed how he approached the murders. He did not admit to them anymore. This time, he pled not guilty to the murders, even further disconnected from the incidents by speaking about it in the third person, arguing that the killer must have enjoyed the process, but not the murder itself. Didn't enjoy the murders. Shut the fuck up. Like, oh my god, this guy, like he just, yeah, like seriously, I'll be a martyr. That's exactly what he was saying. Like, you know what? Oh, you're accusing me of those murders. I am not guilty, but I suppose I can be your scapegoat and I can sacrifice myself. Yo, what? Yeah, I know, right? Like, he started talking about those murders in third person, and he was just completely, as I said, completely disconnecting himself from all those victims, from all that he's done, from all the evidence that is pointing that he's done it. And he was just like, oh, the murderer, probably the killer must have enjoyed the process, but not the murder itself. Like, get the fuck out of it. Jesus Christ, no. I can't. I'm sorry, but my, like, my words are just, like, blending together because I'm, like, so frustrated and also a little bit drunk, so don't mind me. But, you know, he got what he wished for. Again, the court upheld the death penalty and Stephen Pennell was executed on March 14th, 1992 at 9:49 p.m. by lethal injection. And you know what I find the worst about this guy and why I'm getting that death penalty, like I'm getting that the death penalty just pisses me off. In the months leading to his death, Stephen would turn down any newspaper, any journalist, any TV producers who wanted to interview him and maybe get something out of him about the location of Kathleen Mayer's body, which was still to, you know, up to that point and up to this day, like it's still missing, it's still not found. But he didn't budge. He would refuse every time someone would contact him that they wanted to talk to him about it. And that was until it got close to the execution date. So at that point, he agrees to meet with one newspaper representative and has an interview with them and all. But he didn't say anything new about the case, and to the end, he did not reveal where he had hidden Kathleen's body. And that's it. And then he was just executed. So this is where Stephen's story, Stephen Pennell's story ends. But Kathleen Mayer's story and all the victims' story is still going on. Well, Kathleen Mayer's definitely, because her body was, you know, it's still not found to this day. Like they are still looking for her. Let me just switch from this face because it's pissing me off. So this is Kathleen. She was missing she went missing in 1988. And well, I mean, she's likely murdered because she's likely dead because they also found her DNA, her blood samples in Stephen's van. She was 26 at the time. And yeah, as I said, her body was just never found. And this is, that's it. That's it for this case. You know, that's this piece of shit. God damn it. God damn. I cannot. This was such a frustrating case, and I say that with every case, but like, holy bejesus, last bit about him pleading for the death penalty, but then just saying, oh, I am gonna be a martyr like you guys are. I'm gonna be your scapegoat, basically. I am not admitting to any of this. Like, I am, but I am not, and, you know, I do what you will with this, and I will not say anything about the last body because, haha, I'm gonna have the last of it. wait, because I'm seeing like weird messages in the chat. The absolute audacity of this lad astounds me. Me too. No, yeah, like I'm the same. As I said, like I was just reading this and I was like, what? Why? Like, just, you know, how evil can you be? I understand you are a POS and you just, I don't know, like you don't have any respect for human life and you just chose to live your life this way and kill someone. But if you know that you're gonna be murdered, well, not murdered, you're gonna be like put to death because of what you did, rightfully so, then at least, yeah, if you know, like, say where your victims are, say, just at least be a decent person, have the decency at the very end to, you know, return some of your victims to their families and just like leave. No one's gonna miss you, but you know, just leave and be, you know, I don't know, do something right at the end. He's not a lad, he's a bad. He is. Wow, he's playing the insanity card. Yeah, like he's kind of like with the whole Bible thing, and like I'm not judging. Okay, like maybe that was his defense, just going into the Bible. Maybe he just wanted to appeal to the jury that was maybe some members of the jury that were religious, or some people on the court that were religious. Who knows? Or to their compassion or empathy, but honestly, he just ended up sounding like a even bigger psychopath, and even bigger, like, I don't know. But that's about it. That's about it. That's where the story ends, and it just yeah, like the end of the story just astounds me. I was so invested in this, my 3 a.m. alarm scared the shit out of me. Hey, mission accomplished. That is the mission of my streams, of my true crime streams. So yes, high five. Hopefully no one choked on their biscuits or Cheetos. Please don't choke on a biscuit. And drink some water to calm down. Some enjoy the suffering of the family. That's sadly true. I can't imagine like how vile, how rotten those people might be, like these kind of people, the killers can be, to do this until the very end and just not budge. And I mean, the same can be said with like Ted Bundy, right? Like he didn't I don't remember like at least one of the victims, supposed victims, like Bundy's supposed victims, was never found, and I don't think he ever really said anything. Same with the Zodiac. I mean, obviously he was never found to begin with, and it's just terrible. Make sure they will be remembered. That's true, because people will be talking, you know, families will be still talking about it. The law enforcement will still, even after their death, the killer's death, like they will keep looking for the remains of the victim whose body was never found, and that automatically connects to them, which is like, I mean, I'm talking about it. I would, you know, I'm trying to focus on the victims as much as possible, especially Kathleen. Well, Catherine too, you know, Catherine was murdered. Yes, she was found, but she did not deserve it. Same with Margaret, Michelle, Shirley, you know, all of them. They were in their 20s or 30s. They were so young. They had their whole life again, like ahead of themselves. And it was just that one evening that changed everything. And for Kathleen especially, because she can't even be reunited, like her remains, like her body, she can't be reunited with her family. She can't be put to rest. She's somewhere out there. But, you know, I can only hope that the memory of her, like that's what the families are focusing on, you know. And that is, oh my god, okay, someone just donated. Thank you so much. Wait, United Chickens of Delaware. Oh my god. Oh, this is great. United Chickens of Delaware. We applaud the police work here and would like to remind everyone that all the members of the task force that brought Pennell to justice were members of the United Chickens of Delaware. Hey, I am for it. I'm for it. Wait, let me just... Why do I have like the alert box behind the pumpkin? Thank you so much for donating. Thank you. And this is, I am loving your message. Jeez, that's the best message I've gotten ever from like donations. I am so screenshotting that. Thank you so much. Okay, so this is pretty much it for this case. At the end, let me just give a quick shout out to my patrons that are gonna join me for today's live stream, the new model reveal live stream. And hopefully we're gonna have some, you know, good time. I'm gonna struggle with life today. It's gonna be glorious again. Aside from that, let me remind you guys about Fear-thon. So next week, or this week, sorry, this upcoming week, we have a horror game marathon on my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/FEARSONA. So if you wanna just come, hang, you know, watch me scream my lungs out at my screen, because that's gonna happen every day, every minute of this stream, of every stream. Even killers who didn't get death penalty still say nothing until their death. That's true. That's like so many of them, so many, and it just frustrates me. I would like I'm sorry this is gonna get graphic, but like if I were like a guard or if I were interviewing, I would like apply to interview with them and just go and beat them to the pulp. Yes, I am asking for like being I don't know, I don't want to say that, but like I'm asking to be beaten too. I don't know, like I would totally like just, you know, if I were where I some like where I a little bit, if I were a little bit stronger, because my arm, I'm like all big talk, but my arms are marshmallows. I doubt this would like work, but yeah. Oh, times. I'm gonna post the schedule sometime today, like the full schedule with times, but it's pretty much gonna be the same time. I think every day is gonna be a at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and then 12 p.m. Eastern time, or yeah, Eastern time. So same time as the true crime live stream. So pretty much the same time as today. But I will update it, of course. And yeah, aside from that, you know what? Let's change to the office and let's go through my standard ridiculous laws from Delaware, or from this week's state. Okay, we're doing this again. Halloween is coming soon. Yeah, I mean that's why I have like all this, you know, all those decorations around me. Of course, my parents have planned for us to go up to the coast from the 29th to the 1st. So I hope the place I'm going to has internet. Yeah, I hope so too. I would love to have you here again. I will do it. Nice. Wait, spam? Yeah. Tyrant. I hope Twitch notifies me when the stream starts. Well, I'm gonna, as I said, I'm gonna post a, you know, the schedule, so you know each day, as I said, like pretty much each day is gonna be the same time. So 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Standard Eastern Standard Time. So same time as today, every day. Yeah. I still can't eat candy. Pain. I want Snickers. Oh, okay. We're gonna talk about some like trick-or-treating in Delaware, because I think children in Delaware can, you know, can relate to this. Okay, so ridiculous laws or stupid laws from Delaware. Again, disclaimer, I don't know if these laws are in function right now. Maybe some of them are just, you know, from the past, but that's what I saw on the internet. That's what I read, at least, like that's what I found. So supposedly these are still very much in function, or in, you know, working. Okay. Number 1, it is only legal for minors to go trick-or-treating between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. Damn. So the party ends before it actually starts. Kids have it tough. I mean, for kids, for small kids, it makes sense. For teenagers, it doesn't, because like, get your ass back home. Okay, the second one is my favorite, I have to say. Oh, second and third is my favorite. Peanut butter cups are my favorite. Ah, yes! High five, Rye. Let's, yeah. Reese's all the way, and biscuits. Reese's and biscuits. That's not what I meant. I had my wisdom teeth taken out. Oh, okay, damn. Okay, I know this pain because I had like 3 out of 4 of my wisdom teeth taken out, and holy Jesus, I looked like this pumpkin here in the corner at the time, because I just like swelled up so much. My face was like twice the size. Okay. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. The children, the trick-or-treating, yeah, pretty much. I mean, 8 p.m. and just, you know, curfew. Okay, so number 2, and this is my favorite. I have to say, this is my favorite. Ugly women must call out hideous hag coming before entering a building where men may be. Damn it, Delaware! I thought I was banned from San Francisco only, but then I'm banned from Delaware, or not banned, but like I have to scream some like weird things. But wait, because all the ladies here might be like pissed that Delaware is like, I don't know, discriminating against less attractive people. Wait for it. Number 3, ugly men are not allowed to go into the city before darkness. So, gentlemen, I'm sorry, but if some of you are not as attractive, you can only go out in Delaware under the veil of darkness and, you know, under the veil of night. Basically, charcoal at midnight, yes, you can go and knock yourself out in the city. Oh, a face sauna. Yeah, that's literally how I looked. Like, I was just like... after my teeth, wisdom teeth removal. Okay, number 4. Wait, I'm allergic to peanut butter, so I can't eat those. No! Oh my god, okay. Damn, no. No, I refuse. I refuse to accept that. I mean, please don't eat peanuts. If you're allergic, please don't die. You know, I'm not encouraging it, but I have to say they're pretty good. Well, define attractive. I think it's like, I don't know. Is it gonna be like defined by the officer that like stops you? Hey, if you get stopped by an officer, if you go out in Delaware during the day, then you kind of know that by Delaware standards, you are not attractive. So, you know, beware. I'm a night owl anyway. Nice. So you can just go and like party all night. You know, do your thing. Well, God. Well, I live in the darkness, so fine. Yeah, I don't even go out. I don't go outside, so I'm not even bothered. And I can scream hideous hag coming all day in my house, okay? I'm kind of digging it now. I should start doing that. Just just as a welcome to this stream. With every live stream, I'll be like, hideous hag coming. Beware. Brace yourself. God dang. Who would give the police to destroy your self-confidence and criminal record? Essentially, you say like, hello officers, how are you today? And they're like, okay, let's get something straight. You're not the most attractive and you also broke the law. You're so, yeah. I can, I have to write you up, and also I can just offer you to find a therapist potentially to aid it. They're like, apology. No, therapist, sorry, not sorry. Was Pennell considered attractive? Seems like the standards are pretty low. I don't know. To me, I don't know. He was like this regular Joe, I guess. Let me look at this, like at his face. I think he could only go out of the house in the, middle of the night. So, yeah. Okay, another one is 4. It is a violation of the local law for any pilot or passenger to carry an ice cream cone in their pocket while either flying or waiting to board a plane. Who the fuck? Why? Who carries an ice cream cone in their pocket? What? I have so many questions. Also the pilots? Sure, eat an ice cream cone and like, I don't know, like make a mess out of the dashboard of the plane and like crash and kill everyone. Just doom everyone because you wanted some like vanilla Oreo ice cream. A plastic surgeon. I know, right? Oh yeah, that's true. Like the police can be like, okay, I cannot offer you any words of comfort, but I can offer you a number to a plastic surgeon. Here you go, sir. You're welcome. Or like an unattractive man like comes out of the house like during the day, and the police officer is just like, everyone freaks out because it's an ugly man. I don't know, I'm just quoting. It's an ugly man. The police freaks out, everyone freaks out, the police pulls out their guns, and the guy is like, no, okay, I'm going back home, I'm sorry. And he's like, bitch, you could have died. You're welcome. He's like, here's a number to the surgeon. You're welcome. There must have been at least one incident. I know, right? Like it must have been an incident like somewhere. I don't know, like in Delaware. Enough people to apparently get a law around it. I know, right? Like that's essentially like every like this kind of law that I read from every state, I'm like, this must have happened at least frequently enough for them to be like, this is an issue. We gotta do something about it. So let's just write it down as this ridiculous law. From now on, ugly men cannot leave their house. Yeah, and ice cream cones. I don't even freaking know what's that. Okay, number 5. The only permissible. Oh God. Oh, this is great. Okay, the only permissible sexual position is missionary style. Any other sexual position is illegal. Wow. Delaware people, why? What's wrong with you? You really don't. You really like your intercourse vanilla, pretty much. Full on Bloodborne. You're not wanted here. Oh God. Oh, this is just some gems. Yeah. So like intercourse, intimate intercourse, very vanilla in Delaware. So, you know, how do they? Again, with every law like this in every state, I'm like, how do they check this? Does one party report it? Like, what is happening? How does that get reported? How is that executed? I'm pretty sure they've been enacted in the 1800s. I mean, very much so. Like I said in my previous stream, like apparently it's just easier to create new laws rather than remove the old ones, because like it's just like I don't know, it's a bother, or like it's a hustle to gather everyone to vote for the old law to be like, I don't know, removed or something. Old school Puritans. I mean, yeah, that's man, that's so vanilla, Delaware. No wonder I thought it was like just a city. It wasn't a state. I'm like, never heard of it. So vanilla. Who is enforcing these laws? I know, right? Like it's just like, what, do they have a police officer at every house, like with a binoculars, and they're just like, you know, whoop, like over the window and just like check, and the moment you slightly change your sexual position, they're like, woo 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 woo, seize your action right now, sir, and like lie on your back, or like lie on your face down. I don't even freaking know. Nobody expects the Delawarean Inquisition. Well, I mean, I think they're getting close with you know, I mean, they could have had with. I can imagine this being an issue for the, you know, the sexual positions just like being kept. Okay, no, like I don't even know how to call it, like lewd positions. Don't get too crazy, people. Okay, and number 6. Alcohol may not be served in nightclubs if dancing is occurring on the premises at the same time. Which is fucking ridiculous. Why? Like, it's a nightclub. It's a nightclub. The 2 reasons a nightclub exists is dancing, that's 1, and drinking, that's 2. Without drinking, it's just like awkward rickrolling all night, or not dancing because people are awkward without drinks at nightclubs and they just don't. That guy with the cameras. I know. Did I just make you whoa? No, old Bill. South Park TSA, remember. Oh God, yeah, that's true. Wait, just make a list of old, outdated laws and remove them all at once, meeting or a few. Yeah, but like, see, I don't know, like apparently that's a hustle. Like apparently they just don't want to do that. They just can't be bothered. That sounds like something out of Utah. What, the nightclubs without alcohol? Yeah, I guess in Utah they just like to you know, dance like basically like this is how they would dance. That's it. Like, you know, to whatever song. It's just gonna be the same movement. That's about it. That's pretty much it for dancing in the club. Oh, I remember this one. To buy a drink, everyone has to stop. Yeah, so they just, I don't know, like, do they part like the Red Sea in front of Moses, and they just like, okay, time for a drink. Let's free the space, and let's not, I don't know, someone might elbow someone and accidentally, if they're drunk, and they will like die. I don't know. Aussie law, it is illegal to read someone's tarot or give them a psychic reading, as these are forms of witchcraft. Whoa. So Australia is like low-key still in the witch hunts. Just admit it. Admit it. You guys are still targeting. No, I'm kidding. And the last one I don't even know. Okay, last one, 7. It is unlawful to whisper during the church service. See, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. The moment I get close to the church or like step through the door, I always get this like burning feeling in my chest. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of weird. Like I just feel this like heat overtaking me and I have to step outside. Gee, I wonder what that is. I'm basically a Beelzebub, so yeah, I have no place in church. Back in Stop Not Hammer time. Oh god. Back in Prohibition, the government used to poison whiskey to keep people from drinking it. Very small scale. What? Okay, so people are like the government was like, we gotta make sure that people don't, you know, stop drinking. Drinking is, while dancing is dangerous. And someone in the back was like, how about we just like, you know, tell people, hey, let's not, shut the fuck up, Kevin. No. How about we poison the drinks? Perfect. This is an excellent idea. Genius plan. Okay. We need to find out who enchanted those damn emus to make them so tough. Okay, I see. So it's all about the emus. Australia really is on the veteran difficulty. True fact. Most lawyers don't know how many laws are there? Maybe. Is that what you mean? I mean, likely, as I said, there's like a shit ton of those like, maybe you're hot for Christ. No, I'm pretty sure I'm a Beelzebub. I'm pretty sure I'm like burning because it's like the power of Christ compels me. Alcohol is already poison. That's true, but they were like, you know what, we should spike it up. We should spike it up so that people drop dead, and then one person drops dead and you know, their friends are not gonna drink because they're like, well, shit. George just passed out. That ain't good. Or like George just like kicked the calendar. That ain't good. Okay, but that's about it. This is like the funniest ones that I found about Delaware. And what do we have next week? Wait, let me see, what do we have next week? Okay, what state? Well, actually, okay. So next week is not gonna be a state case. The next case from, oh boy, okay, next one. In 2 weeks, we're gonna have Florida. So, because this week, the upcoming week for the Halloween marathon, or for my debut, I want to talk about a case that happened around Halloween or on Halloween. So I'm just gonna choose another case, you know, not according to the queue, but the next week. So like in 2 weeks, that's gonna be on November. What was it gonna be? On November 7th, we're gonna do a case from Florida. So you guys have 2 weeks to suggest a case from Florida. Just go ahead, drop it in the comments. Also, if you have a suggestion for a case that happened around Halloween, doesn't matter which state or even which country, it doesn't have to be from the US, just, you know, around Halloween for this week's, the upcoming week's live stream, true crime live stream, just, you know, also drop it in the comments. I'll be happy to check them out. And yeah, that is about it. Wait, oh boy, oh no, oh yeah. I can see like everyone being like, oh boy, oh no, oh yeah, oh boy. Oh god, Florida man, yes. Also, my dog is like scratching on the door. I forgot to like open it for him. So yeah, that's there. I can hear him. But that's it for today. And just a quick reminder, today I'm having a private live stream for patrons only. This is gonna be at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and I think 9 p.m. Eastern time. And I will show the new finished model, my Vtuber model, and I'll be working on it in Live 2D a little bit. And I'll be talking about another case, just like, you know, just a casual talk, but I just want to like show you guys the new model and just like chat. So if you want to support my work, head over to Patreon. And that's it. That's about it, you know, and throw a biscuit. Throw a biscuit at me or something. Or you can just throw a biscuit at me anyway. I'll accept a biscuit, not even money. I can accept a biscuit. But that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you during the Fear-thon on Twitch this week. And stay safe out there. Always lock your doors. Don't drink in a nightclub, and also check for whether or not you're attractive enough to walk around Delaware during the day. Yeah, until the next time. Bye.